Hey, friend, welcome back to From Brokenness to Fullness. I'm your host, Jeanith Padilla, and I'm so glad you're here. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to part two of our series, The Lies of the Enemy. Over the next few episodes, we are uncovering and confronting the lies the enemy tries to use to keep us stuck. And today, we are tackling one that hits home for so many. My family will never change. Now, I know this is a heavy one. It's the lie that whispers in those quiet, discouraging moments when things feel out of control, when the tension in the home is thick, when relationships feel distant, and when nothing seems to be getting better. It's the lie the enemy loves to plant, telling you that your family is beyond healing. But I want to remind you today that's a lie. Straight from the pit of hell. And we are going to call it out, expose it, and replace it with the truth. Let's start by recognizing what this lie does. The enemy uses dysfunction, disappointment, and delays to feed hopelessness. He loves to amplify the gaps between you and your expectations, the gaps in your relationships, the gaps in your faith. It's like he magnifies those gaps and try to convince you they are impossible to close. But here's the truth. Your family is not beyond God's reach. I want to speak some truth over you today. Jeremiah 32:27 says, I am the Lord, the God of all mankind. Is anything too hard for me? When God asked that question, He's reminding you of His limitless power. You see, there is nothing too broken, too far gone, or too messed up for God to redeem. Not your marriage, not your children, not your family. But why this lie hurts so much? You all, this lie stings because the family is sacred. Family is God's design, and it is precious to Him. That's why it is such a prime target for the enemy. He knows that if he can disrupt the home, he can cause ripple effects throughout every area of life. And this is how the enemy's tactics look like. And that is to fuel resentment between spouses, plant rebellion in the hearts of children, push parents toward burnout and guilt, trigger conflict, silence, and isolation. But, friend, don't forget this. Jesus is the Prince of Peace. He's not just interested in changing your heart, He wants to transform your entire home. And when we invite Him into the middle of our family struggles, we're not only making room for peace, we are making room for restoration. Now, let's turn to God's Word for some rock solid promises that combat this lie. These aren't just words on paper, these are promises from the Creator of the universe. Promises that can be relied on and trusted completely. Here's what God says about your family. Joshua 24:15. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Colossians 3:13 to 14. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all these virtues, put on love. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go. These are verses that are not just suggestions, they are declarations. God's heart for your family is one of healing, peace, and unity. And if God has promised it, you can be confident that He will fulfill it. I want to take a moment and share a bit of my own journey with you. There were times in my family when I felt like giving up. When I prayed, but it seemed like my prayer went unanswered. When conversations with my loved ones felt like they were going nowhere and the pain seemed to linger. Maybe, maybe you've been there too. You've asked God, why does this have to be so hard? And in those moments, it was easy to feel like nothing was ever going to change. But I can tell you this with certainty. God did not walk away. He stayed. He softened hearts. He brought healing. And slowly but surely, He taught me how to trust His timing. Family healing doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, but nothing is wasted when it is placed in God's hands. So, how do we fight this lie and take action? How do we trust God's ability to restore families even when we don't see the results immediately? Let me leave you with three things you can do today to break this lie. First, pray persistently. Even if it's been months, even if it's been years, don't give up on prayer. The enemy wants you to quit. But God's answer is always yes, no, or not yet. Keep bringing your family before Him. Second, speak life over your family. There is power in the words we speak. Declare God's promises over your home, even when it feels impossible. Speak hope. Speak peace. Speak restoration. And lastly, model Christ love. You may feel like your family isn't listening, but I promise you, they are watching. They're watching how you respond to challenges, how you forgive, how you love. Let your life reflect Christ's love, even when it's hard. You all, the enemy wants you to believe that your family is stuck. But God says it's not over. Your family is not beyond His reach. You are not alone in this. Jesus, Jesus is fighting for your home. So let me leave you with this. Keep praying, keep speaking life, keep modeling Christ's love, and watch as God does what only He can do: restore, heal, and transform your family. Next week, we are going to tackle another lie. What I do does not matter. Specifically, we will talk about how our work and purpose are so much more than we realize. Until then, speak life, trust God, and keep walking from brokenness to fullness. Bye for now.